Welcome to Arsenal 101. This is the Nottingham Forest versus Arsenal watch along. We're currently running at minute 15 of the game at Nottingham Forest. Arsenal wearing their one-off charity all white strip against Nottingham Forest in their traditional red and white. The team, as you can see to the right, Leno, Cedric Suarez, Rob Holding, Nuno Tavares, Sambi Lakongo, Albert Patino, Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, Martinelli, and Nketiah. So far, Arsenal have not managed to create anything dangerous, but we are having a lot of possession. Forest, for what they are keeping a good shape and making it difficult for Arsenal to create anything. So at the moment, we're pretty much playing keep ball, but looking to try to open up this Forest team. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be joined by anybody. You caught me right in the middle of my dinner, but let's see how we get on. Obviously, a number of players are out with the African nations: El Neni, Partey, Aubameyang, and Nicola Pepe. Granit Xhaka is down with COVID. The manager is back from COVID, so he's on the touchline. Arsenal have a corner. Let's see how we get on. I think we've had one shot so far, which was an effort by Ben White from a corner, which didn't do anything. Hello, Cool K. How you doing, my brother? It's a short corner played into Eddie Nketiah. Martin Odegaard played the ball into the box. Well kicked by the goalkeeper. Very quick throw out. Charlie Patino in the middle of the park so far. Not really endearing himself too much. Seems a bit of a bit part player at the moment. I think with right, Greg. I think with this game, you're going to see the referee allow a bit of bit of afters, a bit of spice in the game. Apollo's in the house, but cross from Nottingham Forest, but well dealt with by the Arsenal defenders. Yeah, Apollo's not feeling too well. He's had to spend the night with his daughter, who was admitted to hospital last night. So all the best for the family, Apollo. Hope she gets better really soon. We'll have a chat at some point with somebody. I'm sure. I think I might be joined by the African Gooner at some point in time. We'll obviously be able to talk about what's happened so far in the month of January with transfer speculation. Many of you will know I'm not really the best fan of the transfer month. I don't really try to keep myself too much into the rumour mongering, but it's very difficult sometimes to completely ignore what goes on. Martinelli just found himself running down the touchline looking like he might have got somewhere and then plays the ball straight out of touch. Holding's hair is incredible. Really? Can't say I really even notice that much. I'm just going to go to voice only for a little while. It's 20 minutes now. Still nothing really big created. On the bench, I see Lacazette. Of course, Tavares is playing against us. This Nottingham Forest player down the right-hand side looks kind of handy. He's just won them a foul. Right side of our penalty area. Everybody back. And I mean everybody back. Literally every Arsenal player is in the box. Not really sure why. In the corner, the free kick doesn't get past the first man, which is Martinelli. So throw into Nottingham Forest. Is Tavares stoned? I must be watching a different game. So right now, Nottingham Forest are getting a bit of pressure. Doing well, moving the ball nicely in the Arsenal half. But then Preston retreating back to the goalkeeper, where they build again. Nottingham Forest play good football. Tavares looked like he was fouled there, but no foul was called. Nottingham Forest with a break on the left here. Just outside the Arsenal penalty area. The shot is deflected, and that's easy work for Bernd Leno. Not sure why Balogun would be missing out. Is he on the bench? I'd imagine he's on the bench. I don't think I saw him in the under 23 team that played yesterday. Under 23s drew 1-1 yesterday, if I remember rightly. Who is this number 2 for Nottingham Forest? His face looks so familiar. That's great play from the keeper. Good delivery out from the Nottingham Forest keeper. But they lose it, and the ball finds its way back to Bernd Leno. I'm looking to see if Charlie Patino will get his foot on the ball and try and do something, be a little bit more creative. At the moment, everything seems to be just stop it and pass, stop it and pass. There's plenty of movement going on up front, but no one's making that splitting pass. Oh, there was an attempt from Martin Odegaard to find a split pass into the defence for Bukayo Saka, but it was closed down. Now we switch over to the left. Tavares. It's too slow. Too slow. Okay, now you've got the... Nobody's making the right moves here. This is a game that somebody in the front needs to create something. Here we go again. Hopeful cross from Tavares into the box. And then an awful strike, which goes out for a throw-in from Rob Holding. I don't know what's wrong with Rob Holding's here. I'm not really sure what was being mentioned. But that was a woeful shot from just outside the area. As I said, it was so bad it went in for a throw-in. Okay, so cross in from the right-hand side for Nottingham Forest. Ball headed out by Cedric for a corner to Nottingham Forest. Arsenal not really at the races at the moment, in my estimation. Not quite on a wavelength where you can see them creating a goal. Going to be a goal out of nothing when it happens. This is, of course, an opportunity for some of the fringe players to impress. There we go, breakaway. Can we get fast enough? Breakaway here. They've slowed it down, and now every Nottingham Forest player is in position. So we had a fast break opportunity, but nobody really was that committed to the break, and so we now start again creating from the left-hand side. How
Hey,
you doing,
Tony.
Apollo?
I'm doing okay, man. Just really, really tired.
I appreciate you coming on, brother.
No problem, man. Just looking at the team sheet. Good to see Patino in there. How's he playing so far?
He's been very coy, not really exposing himself, not really being too challenging with his passes. Very, very tidy. Just, it seems like it's touch the ball pass. Nothing exerting himself to do anything, to create anything. He's very limited with his touches currently. And a shot on goal there from Eddie Nketiah. He's looking for a corner. Did it get a nick?
So good to see. We got Salah on the bench, which is really good. Hutchinson's on there as well. So is Bereth. So yeah, we might, depending on the scoreline, we might see some teenagers here.
I doubt it. The reason I doubt it is because I don't think this is going to be one of them games where we're going to go 3 or 4-0 up. This game looks like it's got 1-0, 2-0, 2-1 written all over it. It's going to be a tight game. We're 30 minutes in now, and we've barely caused any friction in their goal area. Ball comes in from the cross, ball headed away by Nottingham Forest. So
I am going to be, again, because I'm in the office and not the front room, I am going to be behind you. I'm watching it on Sky, on Sky Go.
Okay.
So I'm only 30 minutes and 45 seconds. You're probably way ahead of me.
No, I'm not actually.
But are you on a stream or are you on terrestrial?
I'm on a terrestrial.
Oh.
But I'm still, by the looks of things, a little bit behind you. I'm on 31-48.
So Patino's playing left cam, isn't he?
Yeah.
And also, what's your thoughts on the kit? We look like, I know a couple of people in the forum were taking a mix saying that we looked like Tottenham, but actually we don't. We look like Real Madrid.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I mean, what can you say about an all-white kit? It's fresh, it's clean. There was a pull in the box. That should definitely, I mean, I don't know, does VAR come into play, but there was a definite hold in the box on Ben White. He makes a meal of it, but there's no doubt he's having his shirt pulled. Second cross comes in. The goalkeeper does really well. This goalkeeper is decent.
Yeah. 18's, yeah, I'm doing okay, man. I'm just really tired, 18. Nothing wrong with me physically or anything like that. But I'm just exhausted, mate. G's saying Patino still lacks the understanding of his teammates. Well, because he's only played, 10 minutes with them?
Yeah.
10 minutes is all the experience he has at this level. So, yeah, don't be surprised if this is a baptism of fire. It says Sambi looks shocked by being dropped by Xhaka. Well, wouldn't you be? He got man of the match and in the last game he played, and he got dropped a little bit like Maitland-Niles. Got man of the match against Watford, then never saw the light of day again. So,
I mean, the thing that I would say in relation to Patino is, for me, I feel there was no other choice. Because if you think about it, with Xhaka off with COVID currently, who was the option? Oh, we've got a substitution in the 33rd minute. Kieran Tierney is coming on for Nuno Tavares. So
there must be a problem
about Tavares. Was he carrying a knock? And has he now aggravated that knock to the point where he's now having to be substituted in the 30th minute or the 33rd minute?
Okay, so that's not good. That's not good at all. Kuke saying ball all over the place without Partey. Patino looking like a little boy out there.
He does. He
does.
Yeah,
well, he is a little boy.
he is actually physically a little boy.
Yeah.
Physically and age-wise, he's a little boy.
Yeah, he looks like Zelalem out there. Gideon Zelalem.
Yeah,
he's very frail.
Gideon Zelalem. But, there was another foul, ref.
What's happened with Tavares out there? He doesn't look injured.
There was definitely a foul there, and a yellow card does come out for the Watford, for the Nottingham Forest player, physically just dragged.
That's a very strange substitution.
Or when kicked him down on a breakaway.
Yeah, that's a very, very strange substitution. Sorry, I forgot to say hey to everybody out there. What's going on, everybody in Arsenal land? No Twitter stream today, even though I can put it on. I just can't be bothered. So what's going on, everybody? Footy banter, Facebook. What's going on, everybody? 101 Arsenal, and what's going on, everybody on the YouTube channel? What's up, people? I hope your Sunday and your weekend's going okay. Someone's just got booked, so let's have a look at that. It's a yellow card for Zignagel, who cynically trips Saka on the halfway line, preventing him from breaking on the counter-attack. And he's shown the first booking in this FA Cup tie. And if you just joined in, there's been an early change for Arsenal as Kieran Tierney replaces Tavares. There's no sign of an injury from what I can see. So to me, this is a tactical change.
That makes no sense.
Yeah,
That must be
Tavares
an
is
injury.
not looking happy having been booked. Yeah, he doesn't look happy at all. Before that, there was a little penalty shout. Worrell had a firm handful of Ben White's shirt from the corner. And Ben White goes down to ground. I think Craig Pawson misses it. I think he didn't see it. That was the issue. Yeah. So little before that again, Arsenal worked the ball to Sambi at the edge of the box, but his drive was deflected off McKenna before going wide of the post. There's not really that much opportunities from what I've seen, but Tony's had you pretty much covered for the most of the game. Yeah, it's just one of those things. I mean, everyone brings a passion. We've seen Cambridge with a shock result over Newcastle, and there has been quite a few. My local team, Boreham Wood, knocked out AFC Wimbledon, which is quite good.
Not good for me because AFC Wimbledon is my local team. Well, actually, my local team technically is Sutton, who Arsenal played a couple of years ago when we had Piegate. So my nearest club is Sutton, but AFC Wimbledon is very close to me. My sister has a nursery attached to their old stadium at Kings Meadow.
Yeah.
But they've now moved back to Plough Lane. Oh, come on, Arsenal. Very disjointed play from Arsenal at the moment. They don't seem cohesive enough to be able to create opportunities. There's clearly a lack of focus because I don't see Nketiah currently doing enough to be a focal point for the team currently. I think this is something you've alluded to a lot of time. You know, he works a lot, he's moving, but it doesn't seem to be an ability for him to create enough of a space or endear himself in the game so that shot blocked, endear himself in the game so that he becomes, you know, more engaged in the game overall.
Kuke says good effort. Well, GG says Holding has improved a fair bit on the ball. Yeah, that's why they called him Holdinho last season. Remember?
Not if you look at that shot he took that finished up in on a throw-in.
Yeah, he's not Ben White's level, but he has improved on the ball. Kuke says good effort from Eddie, and then G says Apollo and Tony. What pivot are they playing? Single pivot today, mate, because of Coutinho. So they're short in numbers. They don't have the holding midfielders that they would like. So it looks like Sambi Lokonga is playing in a single pivot, which isn't great because I don't remember one game where we've had a successful Tencha playing
Eddie.
Pivot.
Eddie had a run just there. Unfortunately, wasn't able to control his run sufficiently to create the space for a shot. You know, that's the kind of opportunity where you think you've got to do something there, Eddie. You know, you've got an opportunity to pass to somebody or to at least get a shot off. Did neither and ended up losing the ball very cheaply in the area. Oh, jeez. This is terrible. Tierney's just poor control there. Just allowed the ball to roll out of touch.
Yeah, I'm on 39.25.
Okay, so I'm only 30 seconds ahead of you.
Oh, wow. Oh, I just saw Eddie lose the ball in the box.
Yeah. You've got to do something there. You've got to do something there. You know, you've got to either find a player or you've got to get a shot off.
What did you think of the statistic that I put on the forum, which caused a little bit of noise the other day, whereas Nketiah's had 18 goals in just 29 starts? He has played 70 times though, because he's come on quite a lot off the bench to get 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here. But what's your thoughts? I mean, I've always believed in the player, and those numbers only hits home how productive he can be when you play him and you start him. But he just hasn't started enough games for Arsenal, and that's why he's looking to leave. I must say though, one thing, he does have the same agent as Balogun.
Come on.
He does have the same agent as Balogun, and Balogun waited till the last 6 months before re-signing at Arsenal as well. But I think what Nketiah can take from that is, since Balogun has signed those contract extensions, how much times have they actually featured for the club?
Oh, they've done it again. They bloody, conspired to get the ball down the left-hand side and play the ball out of touch. So in relation to Nketiah's statistics, he's got decent stats and he works hard. And obviously there are games where he can look amazing. And then there are games where you think, here's your chance. Here's your chance. Impress us. Show us what you can do.
Like when he got a hat-trick last time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That hat-trick was one of the most beautiful hat-tricks I've ever seen. He took every goal so well. But I like many Arsenal fans, he endears himself to some, he doesn't to others, and I can understand why. People will criticize Nketiah for the same reason that they'll criticize Nicola Pepe. But the difference for me is Nicola Pepe always scores goals and always is creating opportunities.
He's different level though, isn't it, Pepe? You're talking about.
He is.
Yeah,
And we might want to talk about that at half time. Obviously Pepe's now off for the. Oh my God! What a terrible pass by Rob Holding.
I sent Charlie Watts a message yesterday because he was like, Pepe's going to play today, and I was like,
Pepe's in Africa.
Yeah, I said to him, how can Pepe play today when the tournament starts on the 9th, which is today?
How did that foul? The goalkeeper jumped over Nketiah. How did he foul him?
Mad. Do I need to restart my app? Let me just see. All right, so I'm 42.
Yeah. So he did catch him. He did catch him.
Right, so let me just.
That a card?
42.
That's a reckless tackle by Eddie Nketiah on the goalkeeper, to be honest. Now that I've seen it again, I wouldn't be surprised if he got a card for that, because that was reckless.
Oh, yeah, it was. I just saw that. That was right on 43 minutes.
Yeah, that was pretty much like roughing the kicker.
Yeah, roughing the punter.
You're not allowed to rough the kicker. So,
oh, that was reckless. He was nowhere near the ball. He just took his legs out.
So he got away with that.
Oh, wow. If that was the Emirates, he would have had a yellow card.
And he would have deserved it.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Yeah, the African Gooners in the chat just talking about Tavares has not been played very well. And it's one of those things, guys. Anytime you come into a game like this, there's always a danger because it's the FA Cup.
Yeah.
G says Tony Livers, guys like Jay Lewis want him out when he's productive in games like this. Yeah, that's well. Like I said, you can't argue with any manager or fan who argues and says that a player who scores 18 goals in 29 starts isn't good enough, then doesn't know football. Yeah, it's as simple as that. He has made a lot of appearances coming off the bench for Arsenal. There's games I pointed out, three games last season that he came off the bench. Southampton and West Ham, he won those games for us. And in the other game against, I think it was Brighton, he earned us a draw. So it's he is productive, but the whole thing about him is he just doesn't play enough, and that's the reason why I kept saying that if he gets a run in the team, if something happens, we have injuries or suspension, he gets a run in the team, he'll do well.
I'm getting frustrated for Patino because he's literally standing in a space with his arms open saying, pass me the ball, and no one wants to pass him the ball.
Yeah.
Arsenal
Martinelli's been
kick.
quiet today. Martinelli's been quiet
Offside.
today, hasn't he?
Offside.
So Nottingham Forest have had 2 opportunities to drive Arsenal. Arsenal's defence looked like it can be exposed, but it shows a real lack of quality from Arsenal in the midfield when they need it the most, and that's probably been the case, as Tony said, throughout the whole of the first half.
Yeah.
I'm in injury time here. I'm coming up to 46 minutes. And remember, guys, I believe there's no replay. So it is what it is today. It is what it is today. Today, they're looking to get a result out.
So, Nottingham Forest have had 1 shot, no shots on target.
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal have 2, 3, 4, 5 shots. 2 of them by Rob Holding.
So Arsenal,
none of them on target. We've not had a shot on target yet.
So they don't have many options. Oh, well, okay. So first of all, they already have Saka. I mean, you wouldn't believe Saka's playing. He's hardly touched the ball. Probably the same thing. Martinelli has not really got into the game.
I don't actually agree with you on that. I think Saka and Martinelli, especially Martinelli, have had a lot of touches in this game.
Okay. I missed the first 20 minutes. So
I actually believe they've had a lot of touches, but what I think they're lacking is a focal point. They don't seem to. They go past 2 players, they run, they look up, and they're like, "Where are you?" And I'm struggling with Eddie's positioning because I don't think he's offering those 2 guys an option where he can go, right, I can either find Eddie in the box or cut it back for somebody who's just behind me.
So tactically, I'm trying to get my brain around this. Let me just quickly hear from. This is Mark T. Mark, how you doing, bro? Hope you're doing okay. And Happy New Year to you, Mark. I haven't wished you a Happy New Year yet, and you know I've been praying for you as well and your family. So I hope you're doing well, Mark. Mark says pretty awful first half offensively. Nuno hooked after a poor 30 minutes, and Cedric's just not been in the game at all. It makes me wonder, though, Atletico Madrid, I know that they're talking to his agent at the moment, and that's been confirmed out in social media. But yeah, he's not. We don't have an alternative. Actually, the alternative was Tavares. That's who the alternative was because he can play right back and left back. For me, guys, obviously it's 0-0 all square. Very little to report in terms of goal. Arteta's decision to hook Tavares after 30 minutes is probably the main talking point. However, I think the one thing to look out for there is how can Arsenal change it. And I think the only thing Arsenal can do to change it is, look, the bench is Chambers, Mari, Klasnach, Bereth, Salah, Hutchinson. They're not really going to bring you that much, but Lacazette is on the bench. So what I would actually do is take off Coutinho. I would put Odegaard at holding midfielder next to Lokonga to get some stability in the midfield because we're playing a single pivot there and we're just, it's not happening in the midfield for us at the moment. And I would put Odegaard at holding midfield next to Lokonga. And then I would probably put, who would I put at the 10? I put Lacazette at the 10 and have him play behind Martinelli, Nketiah and Saka. That's the only real change and option that Arteta has, if I'm honest. La African Guna, what's your thought? Sorry, Tony, go on before I go to La African Guna.
Well, first and foremost, welcome La African Guna from South Africa. Hope you're well,
Happy
brother.
New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well. So, in terms of options, Apollo, I think one of the options that we haven't considered is going to a back 3. Because Arsenal so far have a huge amount of possession.
Yeah.
So when you've got that much amount of possession, what you can do is you can actually force them. You can say, you know what, let's put 2 up front and move someone into the midfield.
Right.
So we get more players in their area looking to create more opportunity because that's what we missed We haven't got any opportunity at the moment. So I'd be looking to move an extra man up front so that we can create more up top and at the mercy of a third defender. And you've got the perfect three because you've got Tierney, Holding, and Ben White. You
That's
don't need a right back.
So yeah, you take off Cedric. I see your point there.
And he's one of the weakest links in our team, so it's even better. It even makes more sense. Yeah, I guess from my side, really, really boring game. Can't believe I had such higher expectations than that. What's disappointing for me is just like to just keep seeing when we play our B team or our C team, just like the drop off from our A team to our B team is just so massive. For me, Leno, just not the same player as Ramsdale. Even Holding, not the same. Cedric, not the same. I have to say I miss Thomas Partey massively. Like, I can't believe we're going to play this whole month without him. Like, that is huge because just so empty. We can't dominate that midfield. I think Patino has done really well. I like that he's aggressive in his tackles and he's making good tackles. It's not like he's fouling and just trying to get the ball. He's actually being successful with his tackles. And I'm going to say that Saka hasn't been in the game for me as much. And I think Nketiah needs to come off for me. I mean, honestly, he hasn't done anything. He's not doing anything. He's just wasting space up there for me, to be honest. So I take him off straight away at halftime, and I put Lacazette on. I know that's not probably going to happen, but I take him on.
Yeah, because remember, Nketiah scored a hat-trick in his last game, so that's. That
doesn't matter. He hasn't done shit this game. I don't care what he did last game. He's not doing shit this game.
I'll tell you what.
I don't think he's had the service, though. I don't think he's had the service.
Yeah, I agree. But still, I think he's dropping too much. You don't have a striker.
I'll tell you what you got to consider for this game with Eddie Nketiah. Get to the 70th minute, he becomes an animal because he's always all over the place. And at 70 minutes, this Nottingham Forest team will start to tire because they're defending a lot. They're being dragged left to right, left to right, left to right. 70 minutes, I believe Eddie Nketiah becomes a real problem for this team.
Oh yeah.
I can agree with that, but I think Martinelli is as well, and so is Saka. So, I don't see a reason why we should keep him specifically. I'd rather bring on Lacazette because I think Nketiah's too much into the play. If you look, we don't have a striker. We don't have a striker right now. He's just dropping.
I think what I would be doing, African Good, is I would add Lacazette to it. So,
that's what I said.
How I can see the need for the additional player. There's nobody playing a 10 right now. Martin Odegaard, for some reason, is a little bit
right wing. He's playing like right wing-ish.
Yes. So I would bring Lacazette because you know what he gives you. He gives you that focal point, and then Nketiah can be moving off of him.
Can I say something controversial, Tony?
Go for it.
I think we should bring Beereth. I think he'd do better than Nketiah. I'm being straight up. I want to see this guy.
Okay, guys. All right, guys. Let's talk about what's going on the pitch right now. Ian Wright is talking about Tavares getting pulled. They've just shown 3 or 4 clips. I don't know what feed you've got, like African Gooner, but we're watching it on ITV here.
Was it racism?
And what Ian Wright and Roy Keane are talking about is how bad Tavares was playing. The amount of time, took too much time on the ball, inviting tackles, losing possession. He had a back pass to
Leno.
Yeah,
the pass to Leno was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy, man.
And when he gets pulled up, he takes his gloves off and throws it in the dugout. And then one of the coaches comes out to talk to him, and he sort of shoves the coach out of the way. Really bad. There's a little discussion going on between who is it? I don't know who this is. Says G, your Nketiah is a pony, and G says Nketiah's. No, that's not G. I don't know who that is. It says Nketiah is taken out a keeper. Lucky tonight. That's probably J again. Yeah, and G says J, a pony who scores hat tricks. And then this is
he's only scored one ever hat trick in his life, so that S needs to be removed. But yeah.
But he's only had 29 starts, 18 goals.
No, why are you making an excuse? I'm not saying anything
about
excuses.
Actually, African Gooner.
Hat-tricks with the S, it's not plural.
African Gooner. Anyone who can't respect 18 goals and 29 starts doesn't know football. It's It's so simple. It's so
Force
simple,
tap
bro.
ins.
Yeah?
He's like a
It's so simple.
Shamak or a Bentner. You just give it to them on a plate, and even on a plate, like it's a well back thing. They can only score simple tap ins. You're not going to see Nketiah scoring a top pins, R1 circle finish in the top corner. It's not him.
I think you misunderstand the whole concept of having a second striker. The fact that we're having games like this, you cannot play your first team for every single game. And
Yeah, I agree.
when Nketiah leaves, we have to the player that we're looking for isn't going to be starting in our team. We need to be playing them in games like this. We need to be bringing them on in the 70th or 80th minute to relieve the guys, the big boys that we do play. So it frustrates me when I hear people talk about Nketiah, because it's almost like they have the concept of a 25-man squad is sort of.
That's fair, but my opinion is, even as a second striker, I still don't think he's good enough. That's my opinion. I think even as a second striker, I don't rate him as a second striker. So
let me put in a little bit of balance to the argument. Clearly, the boy can score goals.
Yeah, he's averaging a goal every 150 minutes.
The fact that he's England's under-21 top all-time goal scorer tells you he can score goals at a decent level. He has a good strike rate when you look at the statistics, as Apollo have said. What I think you will find is halves like what we just saw are what count against Eddie Nketiah. Because people like me and you can look at that and go, look at that half of football. It was flipping awful. And part of the reason it was awful is because Nketiah doesn't endear himself as a focal point in the makeup.
Yeah.
Now, I tell you what happens. It comes around the second half, a slight change that's going to happen. And as I said, at 70 minutes, when this Nottingham Forest team suddenly starts getting a little bit tired, and we start imposing some of the better football that we are capable of delivering, Eddie Nketiah will score 2 goals.
So I'm going to add
all
something.
Of a sudden, the statistics look amazing, but the football was not that good.
So I'm going to add something to balance up the discussion quickly. So first of all, yes, you're right, Tony, and obviously the African Gunner, you've got a solid point as well. And I'll hit home by saying that we know that Eddie's a fox in a box. He's good at what he does. This is like Marvel Wolverine, yeah? The man takes out people. He's good at what he does. But when it comes to doing other things, I mean, Eddie's very adept on the wing. He works hard defensively. The only person that works as hard as him coming off the ball defensively is Martinelli. There's no other player that really works as hard as him defensively off the ball. But the other thing that I must say is this: when I see young players get on the field who don't have a lot of
who's it going to be?
What's this background noise there? When I see players get on the field in all sports, I watch NBA, I watch American football, I watch a lot of sports. And when I see young players get on there and not shine or make mistakes, and I'm not talking about Eddie, I'm talking about every footballer at that level, 21 years old, 20 years old, 18, 19. If someone who hasn't had much opportunity gets on the field, they are going to look at Coutinho today. We're not really talking about him, but he's been awful. And I don't want Arsenal fans to trash him because of that, because when it comes to sports, development is part of your cycle. You just don't come in. It's like you go to secondary school, right? You go primary school, you go secondary school. When you go to secondary school, you don't know it all. You have to learn it, And the same applies to sports. You got to go on, and the same thing applies. If you look at some NBA teams now, some NBA teams in basketball, they've jettisoned their stars and they're just throwing young kids. And the young kids have been sucking for a while, but some of them have been really coming good. That's because you've got to figure it out. And a lot of players in this Arsenal team right now, Tavares has been awful. Lokonga, look, I'm a big Lokonga fan, but he's been dog shit today. And in his last game he played in Arsenal, he was man of the match. And his confidence is shot right now, because what does this guy have to do to get playing time? It's just how it is. It's the whole team right now. There's no service to the front players. The back players aren't getting protected. And the back players, well, we all know about Leno. We all know about Holding. We all know about Cedric Soares. It's not a good combination. But I do agree with Tony in terms of there's one thing that you can take from a professional level is that Premiership teams normally outwork these teams after 70 minutes because they're just not used to the intensity. They don't train and they're not as persistent over 90 minutes as most of the Premiership teams. And that's where you start to see the sort of quality shine. But I do agree the first half's been dog shit. I want to say hi to and Happy New Year to Bertram. Bertram, have I spoken to you yet this year? I haven't, have I?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, so Happy New Year to you and the family, my friend.
Same to you and the family. Hello,
Yeah.
Tony.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
What's your thoughts on the first half, mate?
I'm not as damning as you guys are. First of all, I'm gonna give Nottingham credit, far as credit, because I think they're playing with a lot of physical energy. They're into the game. They want to win this game. They have some quality players. Keenan Davis is a good player for Villa. I didn't get a lot of game time there. The Spence on the right is playing really, really well, and that's part of the reason why I see us struggling. When we win the ball and trying to go forward, they're blocking us and stopping us. So they're much more physical with us. We don't have any leadership in the midfield, which is very obvious. I don't think Lokonga is playing terribly. I think he's not in the game because he's young and he's not imposing himself. And sometimes
he's not getting onto the ball enough.
I think Martinelli needs to stop. Martinelli lost some money on the ground and he's trying to find it because his head is always down. He's not looking first for the pass, then make the dribble. He's putting his head down first. And that's why he can't see the pass that may be there sometimes. I know we're giving Nketiah a hard time, but he's not getting the service in the places to make a difference.
That's what I said to Tony.
And so what's happening, and Odegaard, who should be orchestrating, is Wales being Saka's babysitter versus being in the middle of the park where he needs to be and playing both sides of the field. He's only playing on the right. He's standing out there, not doing anything. When Tavares got pulled out, I said, Jose Arteta, wow, didn't know you had it in you because he was playing nothing. He was just making mistakes. And what was happening when he turned the ball over upfield, and holding is just as bad. In fact, holding is probably just as bad or worse. In the last part of the first half, holding made 3 passes under no pressure to nobody. And if people don't realize that's a turnover. It doesn't hurt you because it goes way up the field, but it's a turnover, so you lose possession. And we have so much possession, but it's ineffective possession.
Yeah.
We need to spread the field wide. We need to get the ball between the lines and try to get the ball behind the defense. So it's frustrating watching the game, but give the opponent some credit because they're playing smart and they're trying to frustrate us. They don't have a ton of quality in certain areas, but they have decent players.
And African Guna, I think the second half is about to begin.
Yeah, no, I guess I agree with Bertram. I think you're a bit harsh. I don't think Patino's played bad. I think maybe my expectations were for him to be amazing in this game anyways. Just obviously expecting him to just try his best. I think Saka definitely needs to get more involved in the game. And I agree with Bertram. I think Odegaard needs to come more into the middle. Martinelli and Tierney needs to do better on that left side. That their right back is like one of their strongest players, which is quite obvious. So we need to double up on that guy. If we play that guy out of position and then we get in behind, I think that's how we might get an easy goal for Nketiah, just a tap in. But yeah, I'm still confident we'll win. It's just not 4-0, maybe 1 or 2-0.
Yeah, the thing about Patino is, as I said to Tony when I first came on the stream, this guy has played 10 minutes of professional football in his entire career. 10 minutes. And we had this with Balogun. When Balogun came on last season, scored a couple of goals, he never, ever started a game for us until he was forced to come on against Brentford from COVID. And he wasn't good against Brentford and he wasn't good against Chelsea. But
can I just say something? Cedric not good. And so we're saying in Jamaica, Cedric not good.
I think Cedric's thing is up here. Like half of him is already in Atletico Madrid at the moment, and the other half is. And I always question when managers play players like this, where you know the guy wants out, he doesn't want to be a part of it. Do you think in your right mind, as a manager, that you would ever get 100% from that player on the pitch? And that's where I question something like that. I mean, it's just bonkers why he's even playing, to be honest. It's like them playing Klasnach. You wouldn't play Klasnach, would you? You just know what's going on. And he's actually on the bench as well.
He's on the bench, yeah.
Holding just did it again. That's what I'm talking about. Holding just did the same thing again. He passed the ball to no one. He can't pass. And Apollo take up from holding all the time. He just create pressure on us. He passed the ball to no one. I'm
And
saying,
he
why is
He's
holding
also
on the
holding
field?
onto the ball too
If you
long.
take off
He holds
Tavares,
it.
when you take it off holding? So you can't do
but
better?
hold on.
Holding has been awful.
But you say
Tavares
how
has been
def-
worse than holding.
He was good
And
for like
he's been
5
more
minutes.
offensively. He's been
You say-
atrocious.
you say I defend him all the time, Bertrand, but what's his biggest weakness in his game?
His biggest weakness is playing football.
Defending.
His biggest weakness is passing the ball.
No, his
forward
biggest
and
weakness is
coming
playing
out the ball.
football.
That's his biggest weakness. He's a solid defender.
Frustrating
but he's
watching
not
him
good.
play.
He's
It's a
not good coming out
5-yard
of the
pass and he
backfield.
passed to the opponent over there.
And that's why I said to Tony 20 minutes ago that there's a reason why we bought Ben White.
Yeah, of course. Ben White is way better, and he's going to get better over time.
That pass was
Statistically-
awful. That pass
Statistically,
literally
he's the
was
third best
awful.
center
Tony, it's all game,
coming out
Tony.
the backfield.
It's not the first or second one.
It was literally awful.
It's like 100, yeah. What minute are you guys on, by the way?
47-50.
I'm at 48.
Okay, I'm ahead. Yeah, I'm 48-10, 48-11, 48-12.
Yeah, I'm watching it on the stream on my mobile phone here in the office.
Oh, and Nketiah's in.
No, he's not.
Nah, he's gonna fuck up.
Odegaard very set with him on that play.
Stupid decision, man.
Nah, his decision making is
Not
awful.
good enough, man. Come on, that was a simple pass. He could have passed it.
You see Odegaard frustrating, waving his hand when he left? He just like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah, of course. I'd be frustrated too.
We're in the second half and we haven't scored yet. It gets tight, you know. When you get further the game goes along.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And likelihood of mistakes are gonna rise, especially from the backup players like Holding, etc. I wouldn't be surprised if someone ends up.
But I watched a Newcastle game yesterday, and it got tighter and tighter as the game progressed. It got tighter and tighter for Newcastle.
You know,
The first half?
that Murphy guy hit the post. I mean,
yeah, you know what?
He was,
Man of the match is their goalkeeper, Bertram. You got to give credit to the guy.
I know, Apollo, but I'm saying it gets tight. When you miss chances, it gets tighter and tighter as the game progressed.
Yeah. I mean, it's frustrating when you look at guys like Antonio, Callum Wilson, Ollie Watkins. These are some really good players, but when you have the injuries that they do, it's not going to help a team, man. You just not get if you have a team that plays 38 games and your striker's only going to play in 17, 18 of those games. That's not going to do your Premiership chances any good, is it?
Wow. Hey, you see what I'm talking about? African Gunnar?
yeah.
So
What about what?
I go with Tierney. Watch Tierney and Spence.
Okay, I'm watching. It's 1v1. Yeah, he just lost. He lost it.
You know why? Because he doesn't set his man up.
Yeah,
I've
that
told
was
you this 100 times. He pushed the ball down the wing and he tried to sprint by the man versus shake his shoulder inside and go outside. He doesn't set him up. So he doesn't get him off balance to go by him. It's a straight sprint and the kid is quicker than he is.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
that was a bad move. I watched that.
In fact, it wasn't a close race. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, but and because of that,
bad touch.
Bertram, he doesn't do a lot of that because he knows that he can't. You know, he's better cutting in and playing the overlap rather than shooting the ball forward and taking on a
No,
right
but
back.
Apollo, when you set your man up, you dip outside, you go back, you dip inside and go outside.
Mm.
Yeah, he
Don't
does
try to run
sometimes,
by the
but in
man
that
every single time.
situation, it was a bad decision. And the kid is 21, so you're right. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be
The
hard
kid
to
can
beat
play.
this
The
guy.
kid can
And he's
play.
on form right now.
He's a good player.
Their right back, yeah, their right back is good.
So a couple of things that come to light to me is I can't see how Cedric can go to Atletico because you have
Agreed.
no backup right back. And if you think
Agreed.
that Tavares was the backup right back, but you've just hoiked him at 30 minutes, you got a problem. Because now you have a really upset player. Whether something's wrong with him, whether he's carrying a knock or whether he's
What a
just
pass, what a pass.
physically ill.
Yeah,
It's
No, he's
definitely
carrying
not a knock.
bad playing, Tony.
Yeah, it's definitely not a knock. I can promise you that. I
Well-
forgot to read this. United legend Keane and I was just talking about this at halftime. And Ian Wright both played at top level football for club and country. Say it was right for him to be subbed, and his attitude was poor. That's Guendouzi like. I can see a problem child here if they don't sort this out.
Nah, Apollo. People do this all the time. Messi does it. People do it when they get subbed and they're upset, especially 30 minutes in the game.
Yeah, but the difference is
Roy Keane,
those are some of the best players in the world.
Say nothing about any player's attitude. Roy Keane, who got sent home from the World Cup for Ireland, should say nothing about your attitude. Who got rid of the Man U because of his attitude should say nothing.
Yeah. But notice when
about anyone.
Notice when I talked about it at halftime, I focused on Ian Wright was the person that was talking about the mistakes. But yeah, Roy Keane is going to always say bad things about everybody. This is Fred. Fred said, "This is Fat Freddy. Fat Freddy saying playing like ghosts."
Brilliant save by Leno. Brilliant save by Leno.
Oh,
Ball played on the right. Kid outran Holding. Holding was struggling. Ball on the right. Number what? Rod ran Holding. Holding struggling. Ben White is back. They have two players back. Ball cross inside to number 11. Shot on goal. Brilliant save by Leno. Well, he should save it. Came almost straight to him.
Yeah, he should save it.
Brilliant counter attack by Norwich. That could have been by Boris.
If he went across, I think they could have scored. If he went across,
that's a good save. That's a good save.
If he was more patient, if they had spread themselves out, they would have gotten a clearing them goal. That's what the risk you run when you have so much possession and you're not thinking about defense and balance. That's what happened.
Yeah, if they score first, I think we're in trouble, by the way, because then we're gonna panic and just try to go for it, and then
we just don't look good today. We don't look good offensively. We look lost.
And this is remember this team beat us 4-2 3 years ago in the FA Cup.
That guy's warming up.
Yeah, they needed to do that probably at half time. We were all talking about what they should be doing, and this occasion might be big for maybe too big.
Is everybody not doing anything? It's not just. It's not Nketiah.
How is this too big? We're playing Nottingham Forest.
It doesn't matter. This is the FA Cup, Tony. It doesn't matter who you're playing. Yeah. Do you know how much money this is worth to a team like Nottingham Forest? These guys can make 200, 300 grand. Yeah. But this is in the FA Cup. This could pay their salaries.
The reason I say that is, Arsenal just have to do what Arsenal have to do. Play the game. Play the game the way you've been taught, the way you know it.
Bad pass for Martinelli there.
I don't know who's passing the ball to African Gunnar. But
I said.
He had passes beside him.
Too long. He should have played it simple. I don't know why he even tried that.
So G says probably would be better playing Charlie Patino wide at this level right now. I just wouldn't have started him. I would have brought him on with 10 or 20 minutes again.
Central midfielder wide. Yeah. If you want to play a wide man, you bring Amari Hutchinson.
Play a wide man.
Yeah, you play a wide man. You don't take a circle and put it in a square hole.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We did that with Wilshere and Ramsey, didn't we? We played them wide for when they were young. It's part of their development, I guess. You can get to see them, see the whole of the field. Look how long Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain was playing wide before he moved into the middle at Liverpool. It's just part of their development. So I think there's an argument for both, Tony.
No, because
Oxlade wasn't playing because every time he played, would have paid like $10,000. People don't seem to realize these things. £10,000. There was money involved with Ox being on the bench so much, which came out to light subsequent to him leaving.
James is saying great save by Leno, agreed. And CJ, good to see you, CJ. Good to see you, bro, saying good save. It was good save from Leno. And look, you can see at times Forest is pouring it on at the moment.
By the way, why aren't they getting yellow cards? These guys have been fouling us all game. Like the ref is
they're putting the Man City on us. They foul to stop the play, so you can't get away. Yeah, they do that.
I know they're doing it, but the ref needs to step in. Like, you can't let this happen because we're gonna make one foul and get a yellow.
Yeah, well, Nketiah made that awful foul on the goalkeeper, and he let that slide. So
but it was a trip. It was a trip.
No, that was an awful.
That was a booking for me.
No, he slipped. He slipped. Look, I don't even like him.
You can't say that. That was a definite yellow card.
I think it was a booking as well. Yeah,
I think he slipped and he ran. And he
but African Gunnar.
Look at the way he goes into the tackle.
African Gunnar, whether it's inadvertent or not, is the nature of the event versus the intent.
Yeah. I think it would have been harsh to give him a yellow.
Broke his leg. Yeah, it's a yellow.
Yeah.
That's why he probably didn't get a red. I mean, he bowled over. He took the man out.
I watched the second half of the Spurs game. I was really hoping they were gonna like lose or tie and go to extra time, go to penalties, something. And as soon as they brought on their main players, completely destroyed that team. They were so bad, actually. It was horrendous.
So we've got.
What are you doing, Tierney?
Yeah,
Oh, it's Patino.
Thanks, mate. Much appreciated. Kuke says Lokonga playing like Xhaka. Trash, man. Watch him. Just stands in a marked position.
Did he miss it? Or was it offside? Something happened a while ago.
Oh my god.
Wait. No.
His header's not even on target. Forget the offside, no offside, whatever. Look at his header, how far it is. Like,
was he offside though? That's the question.
no, I don't think so. Well, let's see.
It says nothing just pace into the game.
Missed like an idiot.
No, it's as bad. I mean, he didn't hit the target.
He's shit. I can't believe Apollo even like rates a player like this. That like it boils
my
blood.
I rate him because he's a really good young talent.
Like, I'm watching this guy for like 2 years. And you keep backing this guy. He can't do anything.
Yeah. So hold on. So you've seen him come into the first team, upset Lacazette, play really
upset Lacazette. Come on, Apollo, be real. Lacazette wasn't even competing last year. He wasn't even in our team. He was shit. That's why Nketiah got an opportunity. Like,
If the rest of them. Look. You see
out of the team last season.
You see him bumble a few plays, and all of a sudden you're seeing red with the player. He's a really good, decent player. He's having a bad game today. Players have bad games. Doesn't mean.
You're so protective of these players, like you.
Yeah, I am because they're young and they need developing. All of them do, including Martinelli. They're young and they need developing. So when they suck, you don't throw them under the bus, bro. You don't do that.
No, that's fair, but it's not that
I know enough about sports to understand that these things happen.
90% of the time.
Yeah.
They suck. He sucks 90% of the time. It's not like he just misses 1 or 2 chances. He's awful most of the time, and that's the frustrating part.
That's not true, and the numbers don't show that, bro.
What's your feelings, Bertram, on Nketiah?
Come on, he needs to get that header on target. If it's on target,
I respect Bertram African Gooner. I didn't know your name was Bertram.
Yeah, I'm taking it at this point because I'm pissed at Apollo protecting Nketiah all the time, man. I'm sick of this guy. Get fucking rid of him. He's worth fucking £1 million. He's not even worth anything.
No cussing, Black Gooner without cussing the channel, but not in the cussing business. So I'll say this, which is, look, I think the kid has potential, but I'm not sure he's as good as people rate him out to be. So I watched him play for England at 21. He scored a lot of goals. But in today's football, that's why you see Tony and I challenge Abba. You have to be more than just a goal scorer. And even then, he missed a lot of simple chances. But you really have to be a complete footballer in today's football. Otherwise, it's a problem. That's why Ronaldo gets grief at Man U nowadays. Because all he does is put the ball in the net. He does nothing else. So unless you're playing more total football as a striker, as any player, frankly, think about it. Your goalkeeper not to play with his feet. Your right and left back has to be able to play offensively. Whereas in historical football, you just have to defend. So he has to improve his entire game. I mean, he moves off the ball well. He has a lot of energy. He scored goals, but he also misses some simple chances. I mean, that header a while ago, Apollo, was...
Yeah. I do agree.
The one against Everton was just as bad.
Yeah, I do agree.
Chances too. So
I do agree, and I have said to those guys, that's part of the development of a young player is that you are going to miss chances, you are going to not have great games. Every young player has that, but I believe that he has the talent to make it at this level, and I respect the fact that you don't believe that, but that's just our difference of opinion. That's all it is. I think for me, the biggest hole in his game is when I look at a fox in a box, and that's exactly what he is. 98% of his goals have come from inside the penalty area. So that's his game.
What a save, Lenmore. Wow.
And when you have a player like that, it's great that Nketiah's got 18 goals in 29 starts, but he's only had 1 assist. So he doesn't really play around other players.
Saka took a risk there. I know VR are going to call it back, but Saka took a risk there. That could have been a
penalty,
foul in the box.
Yeah. It was a good save.
In the box, and Saka took a risk there.
Yeah.
I think Saka is frustrated that he's getting fouled and they're not calling it. That may have been a foul. VAR is there.
yeah.
VAR may call
Yeah.
that back. VAR is going to call it back. The game is going, but that could have been a foul on Saka.
Yeah, I had a question. Why is it in some of the FA Cup games they're using VAR and some of them they aren't? Isn't that like
He should remove Rob Holding. I'm sorry. You can't play this badly. It's hard to play this bad. You have to try to play this bad to play this badly.
James
just
is saying
call that
Leno's
back.
price is increasing. What's going
Yeah.
on there, Vincey? Vincey, good to see you. I thought I was going to see you on the stream today, Vincey, but look, even I turned up.
Rob
I'm
Holding has
exhausted at the
been
moment.
awful.
Kuke saying Martinelli absolutely cleans out Yates just outside Arsenal's area, not been great today. None of them have really been great today, I think. I think a few players have been okay.
I think
but it's not
Bertrand,
been a good display
you've got
overall.
a good argument for that shout for the penalty against Saka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Saka had the frustration. He's being fouled a lot in the game. The ref's not calling it. And that's a retaliation. You can't retaliate in your box. I'm surprised VAR didn't take a look at it.
Yeah, I think we're experienced one of them kind of cup games where you get cup decisions.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, what was that?
We need to make a sub, by the way, like in the next 5 minutes. I don't know what we're waiting for.
Leno has been the best player.
Yeah, he has.
And look, we're not creating chances. They're getting chances, right? That free kick they just got. And
Vince is saying Saka gave foul away there. And this is from Ken. What's going on, Ken? Ken says, giant killing on. We need to sort ourselves out. They'll bring on Lacazette and they'll have to change it up. It's either got to be Patino or Suarez that comes off. So that you can change the shape.
No, it should be
into what
Holding
you
or
want to.
Saka, one of them. They have all been.
No, it should be in.
Why would you
Nketiah.
take Holding off
That's
when the team's playing like this? You're saying Suarez is having a better game than Holding?
Yes. Holding has been Apollo. His passing is woeful. He's creating pressure on his team. And when he gives the ball away, where we have less defenders back.
Bertrand, we have to be honest here. There are 4 or 5 players out there that are doing exactly the same thing.
Because I heard you guys say the first time Lakonga was bad. Lakonga has not been bad. Lakonga is not getting the ball. Or Ben White's been okay. Lakonga has been okay.
If you heard us talking about it, you did hear him explain the reason why for that, didn't you?
Don't let Holding carry the ball out because you don't know what the hell he's doing. And he's getting a lot of touches.
Yeah, even in the first half, he wants to be like Ben White. He wants to make those passes, but he doesn't have the actual talent to make it. I don't know. He's trying his luck.
I'm going to say it again, credit to Nottingham Forest for pressing Arsenal. They are absolutely pressing and working.
So Ben White just getting the ball and create pressure on us. And
they're not
pressuring
us.
Too long to move the ball forward.
Yeah, I can see that they are pressuring us, especially on the back line. They're not pressing now, but they're pressing intermittently. And it's
what they're doing, Apollo, they're dropping deep. And then what they do, they bring it all at once. As you get close to the halfway line, they come up all at once.
Yeah, Vincey, no problem, bro. No problem. And it says
we
pace is also slow today.
Our tempo's too slow.
Yeah.
Here comes Forest again on the attack.
Oh,
play it. What are you waiting for? Oh my God, so frustrating.
So the African Gooner asked a question about VAR. The answer to your question is that some stadiums in the UK are not fitted with the technology for VAR.
Yeah,
so
I got that. But isn't that unfair?
Yeah.
But isn't that unfair? That's not a fair game, though. Just because they're not in the Premier League and they can't afford. I mean, I don't know, right? I was like, there should be some standardization because
only for the Premier League. Only for the Premier League. So the Premier League has to have a certain amount of setup in order for you to be. That's why when teams like, say, Brentford come into the Premier League, they have to spend a lot of money on development on their ground so that they meet those standards.
Yeah, that's fine.
But
I'm
teams
saying
like
like
Nottingham Forest,
if you get like a championship team, right? And we're playing away, then there's not going to be VAR because they don't have the technology.
Yeah,
I don't understand how that's fair if other teams are not getting championship teams and they're getting the benefit of using VAR.
Yeah. That's a good point.
That's loud, yeah.
But that's the FA for you. That's the FA for you.
Yeah, but how come no one's talking about that? It's definitely a rule that needs to be looked at. It should be standardized.
Okay. I officially now have got to say Bukayo Saka is having a nightmare game.
Yeah, he is.
I was waiting.
Bertrand, did you say he was playing well?
Somewhere along the line, he's going to find his feet, but he lose. If this was Nicolas Pepe, right now, everybody would be all over him. Look how bad he is.
100%. 100%.
But let me step in. The reason for that is because he does it all the time. The difference with Saka is that he performs most of the time. So when he does have these performances, people don't make the same comments as Pepe, right? Because
African
on average, he's performing.
African Gunnar, he gets more than enough chances to perform, unlike Pepe. He started almost every game this season. Pepe make a mistake, he gets pulled. He doesn't see the field again for 4 or 5 games. Saka can play through his mistakes. Pepe can't.
Pepe doesn't even start half the games we play in a season. It would be nice if he did.
I think it's an attitude thing, right? The manager, I think, and I would do the same. I'd give Saka more opportunities because it seems to me from the outside, just looking in, that the attitude is better with Saka than it is with Pepe. Therefore, as a coach, I would invest more of my time with Saka than Pepe. I don't know. That's just me.
Nah, I think Pepe can be a brilliant player. He needs to cut out his mistakes in terms of turning the ball over in a pushing time.
The last time we saw Nicolas Pepe on the pitch, he killed a man 2 times. He killed a man on the pitch
twice,
2 times. He killed a man 2 times on the pitch.
He did.
He scored a goal and he got 2 assists. And he killed a man 2 times on the pitch. Did you hear what I said? He killed a man on the pitch.
Lacazette coming on now.
See that game, and you were asking all these questions about why did Pepe not play? I'm sorry, but you'd have to be a blind man if you didn't see him kill a man 2 times in the same game.
Hey, Vinci. Sorry guys.
Well,
Vinci, she's not doing too bad, bro. We've taken her home. They've given her some antibiotics at the moment, so hopefully we may not have to have our operation, but we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, thanks for asking, bro.
There we go. Lacazette's on.
Yeah. I got the feedback from Tony, so let me ask you guys. I think African Guna might have given me his 101 on the kit. Bertram, we heard the forum talking about how white is the color of Spurs and all this rubbish, but when they walked out on the field today, I said to Tony, they look more like Real Madrid. What's your thoughts on how the kit works? Do you like this kit?
No, I think so too. But they're not playing like Real Madrid.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not even playing close to Real Madrid. They look like Real Madrid. They're not playing close to them.
I think this is special.
Martinelli switched to the right, huh? I don't know if he has. It looks like he has.
Yeah.
So this is what we were talking about.
Martinelli's slipping all over the place.
That can make a difference.
We need some adults in the middle of the park. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the only adult that we have has gone over to the African Nations Cup.
We have 2 adults. One is
one's a petulant child who gets red carded and gives goals away, and the other one is a monster.
He laid on people on the field. He put it on. We have laid our gloves on these. They're hitting us all game. We haven't hit them back. He got the yellow already. Maybe a red, frankly. That's watching that game today, and Cameroon got two penalties in the first half alone.
My God. As the game starts to wind down now, it's 71 minutes gone. It's crazy. G saying, Holden is having one of the worst games ever, and I like the dude. Yeah, he's having a bad game today. But like I said, there are probably 3 or 4 other, maybe 5 other players out there who also having bad games.
Because Holding is trying to make the final pass. That's not your game.
Yeah.
Say, Ben White, you come take the ball, and I'll drift back in your position.
So earlier on, I talked about Lacazette should place Coutinho. He wasn't able to make any impact on the game, which is a shame for the young kid. But I wouldn't have started him in this game. I would have just brought him on with 10, 15 minutes to go and keep his development there. This is way early to be playing Charlie Coutinho in the FA Cup in a game of this magnitude and importance. Bertram, you're on mute at the moment, bro.
No, I'm ahead of you guys. It's just
squad depth. So I'm assuming that means we scored because we have the ball right now. Thanks, Bertram. Oh, maybe not. No, I'm not watching you. I'm watching my screen, so I can't see you guys.
So I think with this Patino decision to play Charlie Patino, I worked this out as a mathematical decision. Who else
Me
could
too.
play?
Yeah,
Who else
agreed.
could you play?
Yeah, exactly.
Agreed.
You didn't have. You've literally got no other options.
Yeah, we have a problem,
Well-
Tony, because we have a game midweek. We have a game this weekend coming up.
Oh, foul.
You can't play all these players. Smith Rowe isn't even on the bench today. I'm not sure if he has COVID or something. So yeah.
No, Arteta talked about him carrying an injury, which is the reason why. We all thought Martinelli was starting because he was playing better, but he wasn't. Arteta said the only reason why Martinelli's had a run in the team is because Smith Rowe's been
Apollo,
carrying.
don't listen to Arteta and his bull.
Well, I'm telling you what the
Martinelli
manager
was
says.
scoring
Yeah,
goals. Arteta like to do these things and play games with the media. Stop.
yeah.
You're trying to justify because the kid scored 4 games in goal in 4 games. You're trying to say why is he not playing, and you come up with this nonsense.
Yeah, but I mean that's what the manager says. So that's what the manager says, and the fact that Smith Rowe's not
very frustrating.
But the fact that Smith Rowe's not playing today holds credence to what he's just talked about there.
And the same question would have been asked if Martinelli wasn't playing and scored all these goals. Why Martinelli is not playing? So you know what? He's brilliant when he comes off the bench. It's been working so far. We had a winning team. We're keeping a winning team. Why do you have to say something like that? You know why he's not starting because he's carrying an injury. So why are you playing him at all then?
So guys, good shot from Idris Elba there with his wife.
Hey, Spence is creating a night. Spence is just running through us like we can't play football.
And for all of you guys who saw the launch of the white kit, Idris Elba was one of the guys who is helping to promote the.
That's a yellow card.
Spence is auditioning for a right back position at Arsenal.
Yeah, that's a yellow card for Martinelli, 100%.
Wow.
I mean,
he's been quite reckless in this half. I see him running into.
But this kid is giving him trouble, man. This kid is just running riot. He just took out like 5 of our players with that run. Someone had to take him out.
He's big, he's strong, he's skillful.
Oh, now he takes a yellow card out.
He's the best player on the pitch.
Yeah.
Apart from maybe Lennon.
What is going on, guys?
This is way
we're not in the game, I'm not sure people realize that, We're not truly in the game. They've been a better team.
Vince is saying our midfield vacated the midfield area. Shocking positioning. Kuke saying good work by Eddie, but he skies from a tight angle. And he says, Arteta, at this moment, I miss you, El Nene. El Nene is enjoying Africa's Nations Cup at the moment, man. It looks like Forest making a change as well. It looks like Zinganel is making his way for Cafu. No, not that Cafu. This one. 75 minutes I am, guys. How are you guys on the clock?
75-0-9. We're about to defend the free kick.
Yeah, 75-20 something. Just a little bit ahead.
Okay, you're like 10 seconds in front of me.
This is what the FA Cup is all about, man.
Not at this time of the FA Cup.
I feel like we haven't pressed them at all.
Last 8 or semi-final, I can buy into this, but not this point in it.
Well, guys, I've been watching this for over an hour, and the one thing I have to say to you is from almost every player on the pitch, the timing of the passes and the weight of the passes have been horrible all game. Yeah. Every single one of them.
The energy also doesn't seem to be there at all.
Yeah. Saka, stop fouling. Stop fouling. You're playing like you have no footballing brain. If you're Tavares, you're like, I was Saka on the field and holding the field. I got pulled out, even though I was awful. But they both were just as awful.
Yeah, he was bad. I was actually surprised he got pulled off, even though he was bad.
Strange, isn't it? Because he hasn't had a bad game this season. Well, apart from giving a goal away against Liverpool. Yeah, I mean, he's been solid. We've been giving him 7s and 8s here for many of these games.
Yeah, he kept Tierney out. When Tierney was back, he kept him out for a couple of weeks as well.
Yeah, Vince is saying table football tactics. The Kuke saying, Vincey, this will either go to penalties or Nottingham Forest winning from our era. We've been seriously clueless going forward today.
Look at our touches. White, 80. Holding, 80. Cedric. Our top 3 touches are defenders. And then you have Odegaard with 63.
And none of them have the ability to play the ball out of the back.
I mean, White does, but yeah, the other two don't. And even White has been making mistakes when he's been stepping out. He's been losing the ball.
Yeah, he's not been great either. That's what I'm saying. We're talking about Holding, Nketiah, and Suarez. But when I look at the other players on there, what exactly have they done to influence this game? And that's why I made the statement about the weight and the timing of the passes. Those are two different important things. If you're not passing the ball at the right time, that's a problem. If the weight on your pass is wrong, that's also a problem. And that's what I've seen today. That's what has been identified from what I've been seeing today. It's not a good performance. It's awful.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time,
guys, come on! This ref is like something else. The previous, there you go. Yellow.
Gave my yellow.
Calm down. It had to be. They've gotten away with way too many. Yeah, that was.
Kid has been the best player on the field. I'm not sure why he made that play though. Like, he wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah. Inexperienced, like young. He's 21.
Yeah.
I heard the commentator saying like he's played in the last 3 years in this third round. So that means he's been starting since he was 18.
21 isn't so young nowadays.
Yeah, that's true.
You can have played a lot.
Tries to do better with that ball. He was on goal. Ball over the top from Ben White. Saka. Saka is basically in, just need to lob the keeper, try to cut it back.
Or
and
Eddie.
lost his place, and then Lacazette wasn't there. No, he had to go in and
He
goal.
had to pass it to Eddie. He had to pass it to Eddie on at the edge of the box for a shot.
Yeah, that was a brilliant ball by White actually. Right place.
Wow.
He could have lobbed the keeper.
He could have. Vincey's saying he's going back to fix the sink. He's bored, so I'll catch up with you later, Vincey. Kuke saying, let's be fair, Apollo. How many bad games have you had since the Everton loss? Actually, that's a fair point. That's actually quite a fair point.
Can't believe watch 80 minutes and it's still 0-0, and I was expecting a 4-0 drubbing here.
Yeah, I mean, Saka's been lights out of late, but he just, this is.
I mean, their keeper really hasn't had to do anything. He's caught one ball.
Yeah, totally agree. What's going on to everybody out there? I hope you guys are doing good,
He needs to watch out. He just pushed that player off. Like, yeah, he needs to watch out.
And don't forget to hit a like on this video, everybody. Happy New Year to all of you guys if I haven't caught up with you since as well.
So
I'm running on fumes at the moment.
Who are we bringing off the bench? Who do we even have?
Amari Hutchinson.
Okay, yeah, and Beereth. I told Tony I wanted Beereth. I want to see that the strike. I mean, we need to score.
I want to see Salah. Salah's a really good player in the
he's a
academy.
winger, right? I guess for Saka maybe.
We also want to see Patino. We see how that worked out. This is big man football. This is not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't have started him.
Yeah, well.
We didn't have a choice.
A lot of boots in, so this is adult football. It's not like kids.
I think there's way too much pressure on Patino because even at under 23 level, he's not a game dominating player. He's, the guy that was doing the game dominated under 23s is now at Portsmouth. That was Miguel Aziz.
Yeah,
that was your guy. He's now at Portsmouth. He's not ripping up trees.
No.
But he was the guy. This season, I would say Amari Hutchinson is probably the most effective player in the under 23s because he creates and he scores goals.
Wouldn't you say Balogun first though?
Yeah, but Balogun ain't there. So right now, outside of Balogun, Amari Hutchinson is the player that I would say is the closest to being first team ready because he's clearly head and shoulders above the rest of the team at under 23 level. Patino, if I watch under 23s and I look at statistics, he's not ripping up trees.
Yeah, well, I mean, G's saying Odegaard again not showing up when needed. He passes backwards or just dumps some silly flick like Ramsey used to do. Bro, there's a reason why I've said to everybody that there are 4 or 5 players on the pitch that are just not turning up today. It's not a good display. 18 says I blame the kit.
One love, Nottingham Forest. They just scored.
No.
Tonga gave the ball away in midfield. They counter-attack and put it in the net. You can see this coming, though, right? I mean, it's very obvious.
Yeah, of course.
You can see it
Arteta
coming.
deserved this. I mean, he needed to make
Terrible
subs.
turnover.
Maybe waiting to make
Terrible
subs.
turnover in the middle of the park. He's calling for a handball, but it wasn't. Terrible turnover. You have the ball. You have no pressure. It's been coming all game.
It's running into the stadium to celebrate.
Yeah, it's not surprising. You see it coming.
Yeah.
We've been awful.
Yeah, we have.
He has the ball. I don't know, way past. He says it's a handball, and look. So we are going upfield and we're not balanced. And the man's behind Soares because Soares can't play football. Of course the man's going to be behind Soares. He's running upfield.
Yeah, always. Look at where his positioning is. Look at where number 7 is literally. Oh, my God. Cedric is so bad. I mean, it was a good, amazing pass. It was a beautiful pass.
It was a handball, though. It was a hand. He kicked it out his hand, but it did hit his hand.
Oh yeah, let me see.
Yeah, I just
There's
saw
no VAR though, I don't think. But it hit his hand, but he kicked it on his hand, so
yeah,
may have called it anyway.
Oh, that's a handball.
It is a handball. Yeah, but there's no VAR. If this was at the Emirates, that would have been disallowed.
Yeah, you see, and it's exactly why I brought that conversation up because it affects us. It affects the teams in general. It's not fair.
Yeah, it is handball. Yeah.
Yeah, but football is the game of the masses, bro.
We need to make a sub.
It's the game of the masses.
Well, there's no subs to bring on, African Guna. We've already brought on Lacazette.
Any of the kids, you need to try something. We can't continue like this with what we're doing. I mean, it hasn't worked, obviously. And we should go to a 4-4-2 or 4-2-4, basically all-out attack.
Yeah. It's panic stations here, guys, at Arsenal. It's what we didn't want to see. The same team that knocked us out 3 years ago.
Knock us out again.
Yeah, it's happening again. And Arsenal don't even look close to scoring, guys. It isn't even
We've been awful
close.
all game. You can see it coming. It was coming.
Yeah, it was coming. I mean, we know our team and how it happens. You know when
we don't even have that many fixtures to begin with. And you want to hear the joke, this is going to make you guys laugh because, I have to think about these things. Arsenal's season ticket prices include European games and FA Cup games. Yeah. So it's amazing. We're not in Europe. And if we get knocked out today, that means that the season ticket prices won't have any cost.
Yo, Cedric is fucking dog shit. He's so bad. I can't believe this guy's a professional player, man. Oh my God.
Yeah, and the African Guna, remember, I get demonetized every time they're swearing on the channel.
Oh, sorry.
It's all over. It's
over. Yeah, I told you once they scored.
I mean, look, they've been a better team. So let's not act as if it's strange. They've been a better team. We haven't created anything all game.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even remember how many times the goalkeeper's been forced into a save.
Nah, he hasn't done anything.
Like maybe
We've been awful.
So who takes the blame for this now? What is it? The coach, the players?
No blame. It happened, right? It happened. I ain't blaming anybody.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I think we should have made better subs.
Like I said, look at the subs bench, bro.
Yeah, I know.
There's nobody in the subs. There's nobody. There's no Smith Rowe. There's.
I mean,
everyone else. There's no Pepe.
Earlier.
There's no Bamiyang. There's no Partey. There's
no
Pepe.
Xhaka.
Where is Pepe when we need him? By the way, I've gonna hear you knocking Pepe. You know Pepe been roasting that right back, left back all game, right?
Sorry?
Because he's not that good. He held Saka down though.
Yeah, no, I think Pepe would have done better than Saka today. Saka's having an atrocious game. I mean, all our players are really. We haven't dominated or controlled at all.
Yeah, it's a tough loss.
It's been so boring. Can't believe I'm wasting my time watching this.
And I'm just having the fans who drove who made the drive to watch this nonsense.
Actually, draw done as well. Let me have a look at this. I think the draw's been done for the FA Cup.
Yeah, we're playing against Leicester.
Is that right?
It's Leicester.
Yeah,
So
you're
lots
right.
of
Okay.
lots of free time. That's all I can say. 'Cause
Yeah,
now
not
we're
in
gonna-
Europe.
No Europe.
Not in the
no
FA Cup. No Europe.
Lots of time to sit down.
We're
at
in the
home
League
and-
Cup semi-final, guys. Let's be positive.
Hey, it's a back pass.
No, it's
Hello?
not. No, it's
What?
not. It's his knees, not his foot. His knee.
Oh, I didn't see. It looked like his foot. Oh,
His
man.
knee. You can use your head. You can use your knee. You can use your body part. You can use your foot.
Yeah.
Greetings to you, Andrew. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year to you and the family. Andrew says, Bertram, you are bad luck. Oh, come on. Don't do that to Bertram, man.
This is not luck. This is ability. This is not luck.
And he says, is it me or has the African Guna just aged during this game? We all have. We all have.
They're about to score a second goal.
You know what? In this game, we had a bunch of kids on the field and they were physical in us. They were being physical, especially with our forward line, and we couldn't respond.
Oh, we're not good enough, man. We're not good enough. Our Serbia team's not good enough.
Where's Xhaka when you need him?
Nah, stop it, Bertrand. It's not even the time. Not even the time.
The love child, man. The love child.
By the way, Bertram, you know those Twitter fools are gonna be like, "Oh, we lost because Xhaka didn't play."
I know. Not to mention that party in the last game put in the best performance of any midfielder this season. By the way.
Yeah, that's the best I've ever seen Partey play in a long time.
Nah, he was dominant. He was dominant.
Yeah, he was super dominant.
CJ says we've been poor, and
we're putting on Kolasinac for what?
The other CJ says,
"Are we bringing on Kolasinac?"
Oh, I'm so done.
You see, man. And then you want people to back Arteta when he makes such silly decisions like that. He deserves a slap in the face for that. That's like disrespectful to the fans even to bring him on. Why even bring him on? Just let him rot on the bench. It's not like he's gonna come on and do anything.
Yeah, I don't even think he's got anything to pull from right now. He doesn't get anything to pull from.
And we were talking about Cedric and how like this half-heartedness because they know they're not, fully Arsenal player. They're not a main player. It's the same thing with Kolasinac. You're bringing this guy on to save your FA Cup season, and this guy's not even part of the team.
The biggest turning point in this game for me has been Tavares getting subbed off after 30 minutes because Tavares is an animal going forward, and how much would a good Tavares would have affected this game? Sure, he had a poor.
Got time for all that bullshit at the back. What are you doing?
I know we're just wasting time. Wasting time. Come on, man.
We have 3 minutes and we're playing around the ball at the back like we have all day.
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable how dumb we can be sometimes as a team. And this is like a professional team.
It's crazy.
Playing in front of millions of people and they can still have no IQ.
So guys, I'll give you a funny stat. This goal scorer, Gabon, this is the first goal he scored in the FA Cup since 2011.
I'm not even surprised. I'm not surprised. Arsenal are the gifters of everything. We're the gift that keeps giving.
Kolasinac came on for Cedric.
Oh, wow. In the 90th minute. I mean, that substitution just shows me that the manager is so clueless. Like, with all the amazing things he's done in the last few weeks, he makes stupid decisions like this that just completely tarnishes all the good things that he does. And that's
I think that might be going a bit too far, though.
No, come on, Apollo. Like, put yourself in that situation. You're the Arsenal coach. You're bringing on Kolasinac.
I know, yeah. I don't think he should bring on Kolasinac. I think he should bring on one of the kids. But
anyone
else. He's gone 3 at the back. He's gone 3 at the back because Kolasinac is signalled 3 at the back. But where
he's probably playing as a winger, a wing back.
I mean, look, guys, you just have to look at the bench to see that you ain't gonna
get the ball in the box. Stop doing that.
You ain't gonna get any help anywhere. Corey McLeod says absolute dog shit. G says Cedric absolutely abysmal. It is what it is. We've taken off Tavares, Cedric, add nothing to the game. We've had Saka, Nketiah, Martinelli, Odegaard, players who we expect a lot more from, and none of them have turned up. Yeah. Sambi in the middle, you can say what you want about Sambi in the middle, but when you go to a single,
that's it.
When you go to a single pivot,
Yeah,
it is
we
what
got
it
the FA
is.
Cup. Nottingham Forest done it again.
And
They were the better team, though, by a good distance.
I think so. I think so. I don't think they're giving enough credit. This is what the cup does. This is cup games for you.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done too.
I'm out.
Yeah, me
This is
too, guys.
abysmal.
Yeah, guys. Thanks for following the stream.
There's nobody on this team today that gets anything above a 5.
Leno's kept us in for a bit.
Yeah, Leno might get that, but I wouldn't even give him a 3, Tony.
This is such a disappointing performance, given how we have played of late. Because we have a lot of players on the field. I mean,
that's what I just said. That's what I just mentioned, Bertram. I said, as much as we can say for the defenders and then the midfield, look at the top players, look at the front players, look at the performance we've had from Nketiah, from Martinelli, from Saka, from Odegaard. These are some big time players, and which one of those players turned up today? Can we all sit down here and say any one of those players turned up today?
I was expecting us to turn up after the 70th minute, and I got to say,
me too.
Hugely disappointed. This does not go down well for your boy.
Wow.
Your boy.
It's not even that we lost, it's how we played. We were so awful.
Yeah, I agree, Bertram.
Last season we got knocked out in the second round, right? This is the first round, so this is worse than last season. Last season we at least won the first round. We got knocked out against Southampton.
No, we beat Sunderland. Right? We beat Sunderland.
Sorry?
That was a League Cup.
Last year.
Right.
Yeah, last season. Yeah, we got. Yeah.
Where is Pepe when you need him?
Tell me about it.
Bertram's such a troll, man.
Where is Pepe to create something out of nothing?
Look,
to not make a man and go down the line and do something different.
Going in heavy on Lokonga, man.
I think we could have had Pepe, and I think we would have still struggled to create. So, we have these games where we can see as fans we have zero, like we cannot create chances, and it's funny because we obviously scored the most amount of goals we've scored in a Premier League month. For like 50 or 100 years. I saw some stat like that we had just beaten our record of how many goals we scored, and then here you are, and you can't even create chances against Nottingham Forest.
So if you have Vlasic, do you come play for a team that can't even beat Nottingham? Can beat Forest? You have bigger ambitions.
Yeah, I would say if I was in his shoes, I would want to have bigger ambitions, but due to my bias, I obviously want him to not see this result so it doesn't impair any of the decisions that he was going to make.
Yeah, so guys, the biggest thing for me is, look, you're not going to win many games without a midfield, and going into a single pivot, it just wasn't going to work. I mean, we got nothing today. And
all you people calling for Charlie Patino. It's big man football. It's not on the 23, not on the 18. It's big man football.
100%.
The kid was lost today, but it's not the kid alone. It's not the kid's fault.
Yeah,
you need steel in the middle of your park. You need some adults in there. And they were playing us physical, and we couldn't handle it. So
yeah, I totally agree.
And we made Spence look like Alves, like Danny Alves.
Well,
he's just running riot over there.
Yeah, that was a horrible performance. I just feel bad for Idris Elba because he's up there in Nottingham now. Bro, take your wife out to a nice restaurant and just enjoy the rest of the evening, man, and don't worry about them. And as for the jerseys, I actually did like the jerseys, but after today's result, please don't let us wear that kit again. I don't want to see that kit ever again.
It's not the kid, it's how we played. We were terrible.
Oh my God.
You know what? Guys, this may be good. Guys, this may be good actually. It may be good because now we're going to press really hard to go find that replacement for Partey.
We're still going to lose. We're still going to mess up like we always do.
African Gunner. There's more urgency to go get that midfielder.
I hope so.
There's more urgency to go get that person in the middle of the park.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I agree. I think if we get the striker as well, I think we're set for a top 4 race. But I don't want to put my hopes up that we're actually going to get the business done.
We were poor. I mean, it was beyond poor for almost every single player, apart from Leno.
Yeah.
And we have this problem, guys, which is when you're attacking, you attack with an abundance of caution, especially when you dominate possession. This used to be on the wingers happen. We lose the ball off field and people like Ramsey running into the box like a chicken without a head. And then we are vulnerable at the back and we only have 2 people to run back. That's what happened on this play. We're out of position.
Well, guys, that's all of our closing comments. 18 makes me laugh. He's saying, Bertrand, we've won more FA Cups than anyone else, so let's give the others time to catch up.
We're only one more ahead of Man United.
Yeah. So I don't have any closing comments. I thought we were all terrible. Outside of the goalkeeper, they all get a 3 or 4 from me. So that's what as much as I thought of the performance.
Oh, no. I'm going to say this. Eddie Nketiah did hit the net, actually. He hit the back of the net. He did make a shot, hit the back of the net. I mean, it doesn't really come. He did hit the back of the net.
Yeah, I just thought the whole display
was ready where the goal was today. And Lacombe took a good shot, which they're showing highlights here. We didn't hit the target, though, which is really bad, actually.
Yeah, we did. But I'm going to just say, guys, Nottingham Forest, for me, were well organised. They had set up in a way to play. And so congratulations to them from me. This is the FA Cup, man. This is the field of dreams. This is what happens.
Yeah.
Tony.
I'm in shock. I am totally in shock. Because there are players today who play Martinelli, Odegaard, Saka,
Ben White.
No. I'm not looking at those players. I'm looking at our attack and thinking, how has our attack failed to register a shot on target?
Yeah, I know. That's awful.
90 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? You remember you were salivating earlier in the season, and I was like, where is this creative team that you kept saying we are the greatest creators of football in the division? There's only one team that's created more chances than Arsenal, and I'm like, am I missing something?
But you know what the good thing about that is, Tony, is Odegaard in the last 2 months has been the most creative player in the Premier League. And
they're showing Nketiah's miss. Yeah, Nketiah had a header and the 6-yard box and headed for a corner. No, for throwing. I'm sorry.
I saw it.
The worst.
It went out of bounds, but it looked like it was a throwing eventually.
The worst one looks like Rob Holdings because he actually got a clean connection.
And it went to throwing. Yeah, times. Yeah. I don't know why he goes for the shot when he knows.
Look at this comment from Carletto. He goes, "Why in shock? We've played like this before." And I did mention the Everton game, by the way. That game
was worse than Everton.
I think so. Well, no, because Everton had our first team players in there from top to bottom. Everton had the full team. We could actually say in this game, well, we were missing this player, we were missing that player. Everton, we had a full team out.
There's players today who play in the first team.
Yes, yeah, especially the front line.
Player who has ambitions to be a first team player, and I'm talking about Eddie Nketiah.
You know, Eddie Nketiah and Saka had the best chances. Nketiah's header and Saka through ball. All he had to do was use his right foot, which he doesn't have, and lob the ball over the keeper. Played for the far post. He tried to cut it back, and nothing came out of it. Right there, the ball just bounced, just kicked over his head.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
True. Guna.
Yeah, I want to tell you guys a story. I've been quite quiet in terms of giving it to rival fans. And I was at a birthday party yesterday and ran into a Liverpool fan, and I decided to talk big because Arsenal's been playing really well. And I mean, I feel really stupid right now because obviously we're going to watch the game together on Thursday, and I'm going in there after we just got knocked out by Nottingham Forest.
So here's our funny guy. So I watched Rob Holding and Cedric chasing players. And they look like they're stuck in mud. They're stuck in quicksand. And the players just going back. They're going like this. They're going. It's not a good look.
Sorry, Bertram, hold on. Laugh Kaguna, carry on.
Yeah. So, finally the time where I had enough courage to talk smack. And I was talking real smack. Like, I was saying, like, we're coming for you. We're going to take the revenge that we should have beat Man City. Like, I was talking big. You have no Mane, no Salah. And I was, as I told you guys, on our group, I was expecting 4-0 today or 3-4-0. That's what I was expecting. And now, I've lost all confidence again. And it's just you just keep giving your heart to this team, and this team just, They put it up on a pedestal and then just
Just drag you down.
It's
Yeah,
crazy. It's crazy. So it's disappointing, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just really disappointing. I hope we sign the players. For me, as long as we make Champions League, all this doesn't matter. Of course, I would have liked to compete for the FA Cup. I think if we make it into the final of the League Cup, I think it's fine. If we didn't, as long as we made one final out of the two, I'm happy with that. And if we can beat Chelsea in the final, that'd be awesome.
Well,
but
we
I think
have-
a lot of pressure on the striker midfield. I don't care who it is, the midfielder. It's going to be better than Xhaka, whoever we get. I don't want Renato Sanchez. I think he's too injury prone. I'd take Guimares. I really like Frank Kessie from AC Milan. I think we should go and get that guy. I think he'd be a really good partner for Partey. And for the next 2-3 years, especially because Bissouma, I think the boat is passed. We've already tried and everything. So, and if we can get this Vlahovic guy and convince him, I think we can be a serious team. So, yeah, let's see what happens.
That's a fair point. Bertram, we've got exactly 7 days to find the midfield to play against Tottenham. And with all due respect, Bertram, Tottenham don't have Song. But
we don't have Partey.
We still have to play with.
We don't have Partey.
Yeah, I know, and that's
a big loss. We don't.
Yeah,
because the way we would beat them, Apollos, if they don't have Son, fine. They have some physicality like Holborn middle of the park. We need some adults in the middle of the park, as shown today. We don't have any, and we lost. Maitland Niles would have done.
But
Amen would have done.
Exactly. Why is he gone when he should have been playing in a game like today? Look, I just want to say, look, this is the second time this season I've seen a single pivot, and I'm not convinced. So please don't do it again. It just you can't go in against Spurs in a single pivot, especially with someone like Xhaka. You are just asking for trouble. It's going to be Xhaka and Lokonga next week. I think we all know that. But it's just frustrating because today, I think, we've seen some fine form from a lot of players this season, especially in the likes of Saka, Odegaard, especially Tavares, Lokonga, really, really good form. And today, those players just didn't turn up. It's almost like he's looking at a different player. Nketiah scores a hat-trick in his previous game, and today completely off the pace.
Well, Lokonga has been getting game time, and sometimes we expect players to have the rhythm. Because if you don't have the rhythm of games, it's hard to come in cold and trying to produce. He's been out with COVID. He hasn't had game time. I don't think it's fair to him. I think players like Saka and Martinelli and Odegaard have been playing a lot, and even to a much less extent, Nketiah should be doing better in these games. Patino, we shouldn't expect too much from the kid. We put too much pressure on him. Holding and Cedric need to find teams. They're not good enough. I'm not why.
And Nketiah to that list.
Yeah, but Cedric is not good. I don't know why Atletico Madrid wants Cedric. He's not good enough.
Yeah, but you know what, Bertrand? I was thinking the same thing. Yeah. I think they don't have many options. If we really think about it, they don't really have that many options, and especially a cheap guy. And they know Arsenal's gonna get rid of Cedric probably on a loan, and then with an option to buy, and they'll just take him for the 6 months, and then after the loan, they'll come back and tell us actually no, we don't want him.
All right, guys, I'm gonna leave. Today was a bad loss. We go drink some water. Don't drink liquor.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Look, you have a great weekend, everybody. Carletto, by the way, is saying we won't have Gabriel versus, and I'm sure he comes back against Spurs.
He gets come against starts. Yeah, this game count, I think, or the midweek game counts. Either one counts, right?
Yeah,
it's this one. This
one counts.
Yeah. So he'll be back against the Spurs. Carletto, he'll be back against Spurs. We got 14 people in the chat now watching. I hope you guys are doing okay. I'm exhausted. I've had no sleep for the whole of last night. Been at the hospital all night, so I'm about to go in, try and eat something, get over this loss. I hope you guys are doing well. Atta says, I think we've now seen that Nketiah's not good enough. This game has settled it for me. Fair enough, but you can say that about a lot of players today. Nketiah wasn't the only person who didn't turn up. I don't think any of them did except for Leno. So, I think
the problem is the decisions he makes, decision making sometimes. When you're forward, the margins are fine. When to pass, when to shoot, when to lay off. I'm not sure decision making today were great. Because he was fed scrap. But even when you have scrap, you gotta make good decisions sometimes. You make a lot of good.
For me,
because as I said, sorry, go on. As I said, I mean, I look at the performances today. from, obviously, we've had a player that's got yanked after half an hour because he was dreadful. Holden wasn't great at all. Cedric Soares, I don't even know what is going on there. I mean, he was just embarrassing to watch players running past him, no effort. You know, the midfield, tactically, we got it wrong as well. You don't go into a single pivot. Poor Charlie Patino, I'm not even going to talk about him because that's harsh. To give someone your first career, this is his first career start. Before today, he played a total of 10 minutes of professional football. 10 minutes. That's it. That's his career, 10 minutes. And then you go into an FA Cup game against a well-rounded and balanced Forest team, by the way. It's harsh. And like I said, the most creative player in the Premiership in the last 2 months, Martin Odegaard, did nothing today. Nothing. I can't remember one ball he played through. I said, yeah, that really upset the balance of Forest's defense.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
Saka.
the point. That's the big point.
Saka's been ripping up the Premiership for weeks now. Man City double teamed him. West Ham put 3 players on him. Today, he couldn't handle a single man. What did Saka do today? So we can talk about Nketiah, we can talk about whoever we like. The fact is that we didn't turn up. Yeah, that's the truth. We didn't turn up. That's why I said outside of Leno, they all get a 3 or a 4. I saw nothing today, man. And it ain't even worth me talking about it, to be honest. I ain't doing player ratings, guys, because I'm just wasting time.
Take care, guys.
All right, all the best, everybody. Listen, thanks for joining us with the stream, and you guys have a great weekend. And African Gunner, did you want to say something?
No, I was just gonna say in regards to what we're saying about Nketiah, it's yeah, he didn't get the service today, but it's the decision making is not just today, right? It's over a period of time, and that's where the frustration comes from. But yeah, he didn't get the service today. Of course, I agree. And I was also gonna say, maybe if Martinelli played as striker, maybe he would have been able to create something. But if I really think about it, I think it wouldn't have made a difference. I think he also would have struggled. Whoever played up front today would have struggled because we just couldn't create. Our midfield was just too weak.
Yeah, and Asherinius says this midfield is shit. We can't play. I don't think it was. Yeah, I mean the midfield wasn't good, but tactically as well, the single pivot doesn't work for our team. It just doesn't. We had Thomas Partey playing a single pivot as well, and whichever way you look at it, what team in the Premiership is playing single pivot? It just doesn't work. You get overran so easily. It's like playing with a sweeper. Who plays with a sweeper system in 2022? Nobody. It's just tactically, those things are beyond football right now. The game has advanced so much further than it is to be having the ability to play in this way, and it just doesn't work. So look, credit to Forest. They won the game today. We didn't turn up on any level. Credit to Leno, because Leno does what he does best. But make no mistake, Leno's frailties in distribution and set pieces is still there. Don't let a game like this pull the wool over your eyes, guys. He's still the same player. And he had a good performance today, made some crucial saves, which he has done for many years. But his overall game as a goalkeeper has never been at the level needed to at the top level. And so I just hope that some of these saves will enable us to get some kind of value if a team comes in for him this month. If not, then it is what it is with Leno. But guys, that's it from me. Tony, thanks for joining me, African Guna. Enjoy your Sundays, guys. And we'll see you in the next one, man.
Can I just say something, Apollo?
Yeah.
Before we go, I'm going to preempt an absolute... deluge of Arteta out.
Really?
Yeah, let me tell you what's going to happen and why. If we lose to Liverpool, yeah,
And in Tottenham.
and we lose to Tottenham, yeah, by the first week of February, everybody will have forgotten every brownie point he's earned for the last 10 games, and everyone will start saying, I've had enough. And I'm just telling you that now in advance, so that you can say, Tony Cox said that.
No, I agree. I say that too.
Isn't that weird, guys? That's how fickle our fan base is. It's just, I'm used to it now.
I wouldn't say fickle the fan. It's just sports. It's how sport is, right? If you don't win, and I mean, it's unfortunate, right? Like I agree, he's done a really good job to recover, But I agree with Tony. If he messes up the next 2 games, our season is over again. And at the end of January, of course, everyone's gonna say we gave it the shot.
Yeah.
We even waited for him to recover, and he still couldn't do it. So we need.
I have to say fickle because this team weren't even meant to challenge for top 4. So the fact that
that's fair.
the fact that we are where we are.
What you'll find, Apollo, is the next 3 games will determine the attitude of the fans for the remainder of the season, because they will have nothing else to play for. And imagine this: we lose to Spurs, who have got 2 games in hand.
Yeah,
they will suddenly become favourites for top 4. Yeah,
they will. If they beat us, they will definitely become favourites. Yeah,
we will suddenly be back in 6th or 7th with Man United and West Ham and Leicester and all the other teams. All of a sudden, very close, and we're going to be going, we got nothing to play for. But
I mean, to be honest, that's where I expected us to finish initially. What's happening now has surprised me a lot.
That will not be acceptable to the majority of fans. You and I both predicted.
I think you're right.
Yeah, we both. My expectations was nothing greater than 7th. Unfortunately, I believe he's made a rod for his own back by being as successful as he has in managing to achieve 4th place. And don't forget, you're the one, Apollo, taking pictures. Look at us in 4th place.
Yeah. Because I'm surprised. I'm shocked. Yeah. I've still got that picture, Tony.
Don't take the picture. Don't preempt something. So I'm going to preempt something for you. Because if we lose the next 3 games, we're out of the cup. We lose to Tottenham. They win their game in hand over us. We suddenly find ourselves battling again for 5, 6, 7. Yeah. And then you know we got Wolves, very difficult game.
Yeah,
I think
very
at
hard
some
game.
point. Yeah, they're showing out now. So I'm just saying it, man. I told you first.
Yeah.
By the way,
huge backlash from the fans.
If we don't get the midfielder as well that we all know we need, it'll also go back on Arteta and say, "Look, there's no excuses. You guys knew
100%
an African Cup of Nations. You had to plan for this."
Yeah,
So,
I think it should. The blame should go more on Edu because that's his job. But our fans don't realize the difference, and our fans will jump on Arteta because of it.
I know where you're gonna go. You're gonna say it's Xhaka's fault because Xhaka is the reason we always fail. And I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, he's the reason why we didn't get a result at Man City. So
that's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
I mean, Gabriel doesn't get sent off if none of that happens, Tony.
I agree as well. And that doesn't take away the stupidity of what Gabriel did. Those small moments like that, Xhaka just threw us off the hill, and we just went downhill. As soon as he made the mistake, the whole team was just came down.
We had such a momentum that even with the gap that the Spurs are behind us, that Man City game just showed our fan base a different side. I wasn't expecting that. Nobody was. There's not one Arsenal fan that could come to me and say they expected that performance. Because sometimes we have to be careful because we always say, I don't care about the result. I care about the performance. And Arsenal have been winning a lot this season. But in that game was the first game that we actually saw the performance we wanted to, but we never got the result. And we still heard some of the fan base chime in with the same old. And it was like, what are you talking about? We actually got a performance out of the team. At that point, for me, that was the one result for me this season where I actually didn't worry about the result because I actually saw the performance I wanted to. And that sort of breeds something good. But we've got so many things breaking up the team now. The lack of midfield cover, COVID, African Nations Cup, everything just seems to be piling in. And we really need to get a result, man. We really need to get a result over the next 7 days with what we've got. Again, Michael, good to hear from you, Michael. Michael said, we got what we deserved, nothing. I agree. Not a good performance. And we can single out players, but we did not. The team performance itself was dreadful. Not as bad as Everton, as I said, because Everton, first of all, they played a fully strength Arsenal team. This was, you're putting an 18-year-old who's got no experience in. You got Soares who shouldn't even be on the team. There's a lot. There were a lot of holes. Holding has just lost it, and I'm a big Holding fan. He's just lost it, and so you can understand why today happened. But against Everton, that was just like, that was unacceptable.
I'm curious to see what he says in his press conference after, and interested to see what the questions are, because there's going to be a question about the midfield, right? And if we're now going to go and push to sign a midfielder, because it's quite obvious. And with the Vlahovic
looking
comments,
for-
I mean, he didn't deny it, right? He was like, Edu's working in the background. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
really gave
Who
me
would
some
you-
confidence that there's something that's going to happen.
Who would you like, Irfan? Who would you like?
Frank
in midfield?
Kessie. Frank Kessie. Or Bissouma.
Wow.
Who would you like? Give me some names and I can tell you. I
I'll
don't
go
want
with-
Sanchez because I think he's too injury prone and we can't take that risk. As good as he
Yeah.
might be, it's just too much of a
I'll-
risk for me to take
I'll
right
be
now.
honest with you. I'm with you, bro. Frank
Yeah.
Kessie's a beast. Me
Beast.
personally, I'd be going back into Brighton and saying, let's get Basuma out.
Yeah.
Would
Either of the
you
two I
still
would
do
take.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
30 million now, probably less than we would have gotten him in the summer. I think 30 million. He's not at the same level that he was playing last season. I mean, this first half of the season, he
He's-
hasn't really done much. So
So you wouldn't put in a bid for Ndidi?
We ain't
I
pulling him
think
out.
I think Leicester are really good negotiators. Look at their owners. You know, Asian guys. They're not.
Oh,
we
yeah.
have to say really, yeah, there's no way. You know, I don't think we'd be able to prize and negotiate
Yeah.
with those guys. So yeah.
Yeah, Alex, good to see you, Alex. Alex says if Arteta's focusing on top four, then he's mistaken. Defeats won't build confidence or consistency. They won't, but I do agree with the guys that Arsenal in fourth place is a surprise to everybody. And I'm just happy that they're competing for it. Where do I think that they'll finish there? Maybe not. But am I happy that they're competing for the fourth place? Most definitely. Most definitely. And yeah, Tony's right. The African Gooner's right. It's the ugly side of Arsenal fans that I don't like seeing. Them throwing the team under the bus because you may lose a couple of games that might see you fall off the trail. But the fact of the matter is, I tipped this team to finish 8th. I saw this team as 8th. And now you're showing me this 4th place. I'm just happy to be in the fight. And there's a long way to go, guys. Look, I done the analysis, and do I still have the data? I think I might have the data.
The problem is that we're taking a risk, right? We're seeing each season more and more teams are competing with us. So if we don't make it
don't have
again
the
this
data.
season, there's no guarantee next season we're gonna make it. You know, this is
Yeah.
a really good opportunity for us to get the striker, get the midfielder in, and really make that push. Forget everything else. Forget FA Cup now; it's gone. Just focus on our games. Beat all the smaller teams. Tie the Man City, Liverpool, the top teams. Tie, get 1 point against, and we'll be good. We'll be good.
Well, Atta still thinks that we'll finish 4th because I think the thing is Conte is getting a response out of his Spurs team at the moment. Since he's come in, they've looked bulletproof. They're gonna be they won't have Song for a month now. He's gonna miss a month. So, and he's a big sort of outlay to the way that they play up front. But defensively, they're locking it down. They're not letting a lot of goals at the moment. Conte's got them playing. So it'd be really interesting to see what happens with them, not just against Arsenal, because remember, they too have to play the top teams. They too have to play the competition around them. So, Spurs have to still go. It's not like they're going to go unbeaten for the rest of the season. So we have to take that into account. But still, if you look at the last calendar year of 2024, Arsenal had the 4th most points in the Premiership. And on the back end of last season, we had the 2nd most points. So it's not like we're going to go into the season and completely capitulate for the second half of the season. And we might do, but I'm just saying that the recent numbers doesn't show that. The recent numbers shows that Arsenal are still very, very competitive in terms of being able to finish in the top 4. So, look, that's why we're fans. That's why we're excited. That's why we're going to be here week after week to see what happens. Alex is saying, I've got Arsenal down to finish 8th. Yeah, that's where I have. And it all really depends on their away form. Their home form is so good. The Gunners know what the fan base expects at home. I don't doubt this team at home at all. Where our success will come and where it will go is our away form. Would you agree, African Gunner?
Agreed.
Yeah. So that's going to define our season. That really is.
These next few weeks, as Tony said, is going to define our season, because I think if we lose these next few games, the season's pretty much over. We don't have anything to fight for, to be quite honest, apart from the Premier League. And let's be honest, we know we're not going to have a smooth running. We're always going to have bumps in the road. We'll have another run where we're 10 games, incredible, and then we'll play a random team and have a performance like this. So, yeah. It's going to be really interesting.
It's a long way to go, guys. 18 games left to play, a full whole season to go in the Premier League. Tony, any closing comments from you as well?
Nah, that's it, mate. Enjoy the rest of your week, guys.
You too.
I'm going to be tuning into the last game of the NFL right now.
Me too.
So, yeah, go Dolphins.
Excellent. Guys, enjoy the rest of your weekends, and I'll catch up with you in the next one, man. Peace out, everybody.
Peace. Cheers.